If God made us perfectly, which we always say he did, is it wrong to embrace the naked body if we are still able to accept that it's just a vessel or vehicle that we are in? There's nothing wrong at all with the naked body. Even from the deepest, highest spiritual level. Even from those who are on paths of very, very strict celibacy and renunciation. There's entire lineages, in fact, of Jain monks who are naked. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, in their own ashrams, on the streets, in functions, they are naked. So there is nothing at all that is wrong or not spiritual about the naked body. When we talk about embracing the naked body, then, we're talking, of course, about sensuality. Well, we spoke a little bit about this last night or the night before. If you're in a relationship that is a married relationship, that's a monogamous relationship, that's a dharmic relationship, there's nothing wrong with the body. Yes, the body is a vehicle, it's a vessel. It's important that we don't identify as it, because otherwise then what happens is I become a slave to it. So whether I'm a slave to my physical hunger that wants me to eat 5 entire pizzas and 10 chocolate cakes, whether I'm a slave to my fatigue that wants me to sleep 12 hours a night, whether I'm a slave to my physical yearnings. In any case, the point is that we are not the slave to the physical body, to all of its calls, to its desires, to its yearnings. So in Indian spirituality, what you'll see is, for example, people will fast. Doesn't mean food is wrong. People will go without water. Doesn't mean water is wrong. People will stay awake all night doing japa, doing meditation. Doesn't mean sleep is wrong. Even married couples, dharmic, monogamous, married couples will come on yatra, come to the ashram, sleep in separate beds. They'll enter a phase of life after their childbearing years of living like brother and sister. Doesn't mean sex was wrong. All of these calls of the body are natural, they're biological. There's nothing inherently wrong about any of them. The wrongness comes when we become a slave to them. When it's the chocolate cakes in front of me, the pizzas in front of me, the hamburgers are in front of me, my mouth is salivating, I eat them. Doesn't matter what my mind says, doesn't matter what vows I've taken, doesn't matter what I know to be right or healthy, I eat. There's a 6-pack of beer in front of me, there's a bottle of whiskey in front of me, it doesn't matter what vows I've taken, what I know to be wrong or right, I drink. I hit the snooze on my alarm every morning and never get up to meditate or do yoga because my body screams, I need more sleep, I need more sleep. So no matter how many times I vow I'm going to get up, every morning it's snooze, snooze, snooze. The body has sexual urges. We act on them. We suffer then when they're not in married, monogamous, dharmic situations. We suffer the repercussions of having acted out of impulse, instinct, desire, the same way that we suffer the repercussions the next morning of 5 pizzas or 20 chocolate cakes or a 6-pack of beer or whatever we've done. Due to the call of the flesh, we end up suffering, not because God has punished us, not because it was wrong and we're bad, but because when we don't use the power of discrimination that we have, when we make the choice for pleasure over Dharma, over our spiritual path, inevitably at the end of the day, we suffer. So when we talk about embracing the naked body, it's a vague question. If the naked body is that of your child and you're bathing, then by all means embrace your child. If it's the naked body of your husband or wife, in this dharmic relationship, by all means embrace it. But if it's a path towards simply fulfilling calls of the flesh without an awareness that there's actually a being inside, the real being inside, who's the one watching you experience hunger? The one watching you experience thirst. This is why we fast, why we stay up all night, even though we know we're going to eat again or sleep again, is to connect us in that moment with the one who's aware of me being hungry and not eating. The one who's being aware of me being tired but not sleeping. The one who's aware of the itch in my leg or burn in my hip when I'm meditating and not changing the cross of my legs because I've committed to just sit and not move. And when we embark on any of that, it connects us very, very deeply. That's why it's not about that these things are inherently wrong. Unless you're wearing orange and you've taken vows of renunciation, there's nothing inherently wrong with these. It's just that we need to remember, I'm not the slave to the desire. I'm not the slave to the flesh. I'm not the slave to the instinct. I'm the one watching it. And that connection and that awareness is really what our path of restraint is about. It's not that anything is inherently wrong. It's that the question is, on my spiritual path, in my life, with my goal, I don't want to be, as Pujya Swamiji says, the light that people just switch on and off, on and off, on and off. So my stomach growls, I eat. I experience fatigue, I sleep. No, there's another being in me that says, not this to eat, or no, it's my fasting day. And in that moment of fasting, in that lightness of fasting, not only does our sadhana come much more easily, but we actually access and connect with the one who's watching me get hungry, the one who's watching me be about to eat and reminding me, no, it's our fast today. We're not eating. So that's what the point of all of the restraint is. Not that there's anything that's inherently wrong or bad It's just a value judgment of where do I want to go? At the end of this naked embrace, where will I be? And is that where I want to be? 10 minutes from now, an hour from now, day from now, because it all has a ripple effect of repercussions. And what we also know is it's never enough. We always find ourselves saying things like, okay, this is the last time from Monday morning. Why is it that all diets start on Monday mornings? I mean, you'd think that somehow the stars aligned much more auspiciously, but it's not that. It's that we want to keep doing whatever we're doing, and we think, okay, what's the farthest next point? Monday morning. Because between now and Monday morning, I'm going to actually be satiated. Between now and January 1st, I'll be satiated. New Year's, I'm going to start. On my birthday, I'm going to start. That somehow between now and then, it's going to be enough. It's never enough. It's the nature of desires. Desires just breed more desires. And so the question comes for us of when do we say, okay, wait, this train is not taking me where I want to go. I need to get off this train and onto the one that's taking me where I want to go, which is spiritual awakening, which is peace, which is real joy, real bliss. Not that which just keeps coming from this pizza or this chocolate cake or this naked embrace. But the real lasting joy and peace. And it's not on that train. So eventually we get off and get onto the other one.